When your mind is racing thoughts, what are racing thoughts? Racing thoughts, I think lots of stuff going into your head. Your medication that you're on for mental illness kind of slows your brain down because mental illness is a chemical imbalance in your brain. So medications work different ways. Um, for me, I overthink. When I'm in situations, like sometimes I think the worst of things, but then I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna take a step back. Maybe this is what's going on. Maybe that's what's going on. And I just think too much. I worry. I'm like a worryholic. I mean, I'm not a worryholic, but I'm a stressaholic. I stress about the littlest things, and I overstress so much. Um, yeah, that's one thing about me is I overstress big time. Um, and when I get mad, I get mad. I've been working hard trying on my anger, trying to be a better person and all that. I'm a good person, but nobody wants to be on my bad side because I speak my mind. I don't always think about people's feelings when I speak my mind, and I say how I feel. And when I'm upset, I say things that I don't mean sometimes too. So, and then, I just flirt things out, whatever, and can say some really hurtful things. And I have been mistreated in my life sometimes, and I've mistreated people in my life sometimes. But I don't know. Things have gotten better for me in my life. I still feel like I get mistreated sometimes by certain people, but I love them, and sometimes toxic people are in your life, and you love them so much that you don't want to like get rid of them. You know what I mean? It's not good to have toxic people in your life, but sometimes, sometimes for the longest time in my life, like right now, even right now, I have stepped away from certain situations, and there's been times where I'm like, oh, I really need to like stick up for myself, and I've stuck up for myself too. Um, I let people walk all over me. I need to stop doing that. Um, but I isolate myself. Um, and I get antisocial sometimes where I'm like, I really just don't want to hang out with anybody. I just want to be by myself and isolate myself. It's one thing that I do a lot. I've done it for years and um, all that. It's just something that I've done. And I am a great friend, but sometimes I push people away, especially in relationships. When I start feeling for somebody, I push them away. That's like my bad thing. Um, I am overly sensitive, but I try to hide it, you know what I mean? But I am overly sensitive, and, I wear my heart on my sleeve. Um, I'm a wonderful, caring person, but I have my bad sides too, you know what I mean? Like good and bad come with everybody. Um, so I just, but I love speaking my mind. That's one thing that I like to do. And sometimes when you speak your mind too much, like people can't handle it. You know what I mean? Sorry. Sometimes people can't handle when you have things that you want to say and you speak your mind too much. I have no filter. And I cuss like a sailor. Big time cusser. Um, so that's something that I've also been trying to work on is not cussing as much as I do because I have a child and uh, I don't want my son to cuss. Um, but Some situations are hard to deal with in life, and I try to deal with them the best way I can. I've been treated like a child pretty much my whole life, except recently I've been treated a lot better, a lot more like an adult. Um, but for the longest time, I got treated like a child. Um, People in my family used to take stuff away from me when they wanted me to do certain things for them. They would take my phone away from me like I was a child, just all kinds of things. And then I decided to put my phone in my bra, and then they actually stopped taking stuff away from me. Um, I've had many fights with them in the past of taking things away from me, and I guess being the youngest, you get treated like a kid. I have been lately for a while been getting treated like an adult, which I'm happy about that finally get treated like an adult. But they always would tell me, well, if you're gonna want to get treated like an adult, you need to act like an adult, and all that. So it just sucks. People think that possibly being the youngest is like really cool and like you get whatever you want. Yeah, I'm a spoiled brat, but and I'm definitely daddy's little girl. But it's not fun being the youngest because you get treated like a child all the time because you're the baby of the family and all that. But I'm just happy that, I'm getting treated more like an adult and people actually listen to me. Sometimes, I'm too loud or get told to shut the F up or, all that rude shit that you get with people. But, and it doesn't help with me and my self esteem and me as a person to get treated like that. And I kind of like keep a lot of feelings bottled up and I don't let shit go. I forgive, but I never forget. And, it's like just, and in the past, being mentally abused and just all that stuff and a little bit of physically abused and all that crazy stuff, which is not recent, but, it's still in your system of your thoughts and everything. And, the way that I was treated in the hospitals that I went to and just all kinds of stuff, just like I bottle up inside me and just don't let it go, and I need to start letting go things, but it's like all kinds of things just make me who I am and, all that stuff. Um, I love my mom, but there's a lot of things about my mom that I do not like and things that she do that I just don't want to talk about because it's just rude to talk about that kind of stuff. But um, I didn't always live like, for me seeing it, I didn't always live like in the best house. Well, and things have changed a lot throughout the years that I've been an adult, but it's like a lot of things in my childhood, a lot of different things I've kind of like forgot about. And there's certain things like in relationships and stuff where I had a lot of like bad things happen to me that I kind of like forgotten about it. You know what I mean? I've kind of like blacked it out. But my boyfriend that I lost my virginity to, he was very mentally abusive towards me. Um, and he would try to get me to sleep with him when I didn't want to. And he didn't like rape me or anything like that, but he used like the whole if you love me, you'll sleep with me kind of shit. And, there were times when I didn't want to sleep with him, but I'd do it anyways because, you know what I mean? And there are times years and years and years ago that I've slept with people that I didn't even want to sleep with just to feel loved and wanted and just all that stuff, and did some stuff that I regret, but like, plus I had a fear of people raping me too if I didn't like go all the way, you know what I mean? But now that I look back on it, I wish I would have like said no or, done something, and instead of just doing it, even though, I've had sex with people that I didn't even want to, like, that I just felt uncomfortable around or like I was not really physically attracted to them, but I just did it anyways and just all that gross stuff. And that was so long ago, and it was way before I had my kid. And, I just didn't love myself back then, and, did all the reckless stuff of having bipolar disorder, and all that crappy stuff. I didn't get into drugs or anything like that, but, the whole recklessness of, all that. Never like sold my body or anything like that, but like, just certain things that, you regret in your life. So, but anyways, I'm gonna go. Thumbs up and subscribe. I love you guys. Bye.